Hi, it's Paul from Wolf Software Systems, and we've just done a release of our Wolfstack product. So Wolfstack is basically a server management kind of tool that you can use for managing Proxmox clusters in one place. So we have three or four Proxmox clusters, but also you can create Wolfstack clusters yourself. So you don't actually have to have Proxmox installed at all. You can install Wolfstack on one machine or 30 machines, doesn't really matter, and it allows you to manage them all together. And you can see we've actually got a few clusters. There's about there's 17 machines running in this cluster. So today's updates are things like it's much easier to see physically where the clusters are in the world. So we have quite a few clusters stored with this service provider. Again, I was going to say, home lab users, this is ideal for you to set up on your machine. Even if you've only got one machine, it's good fun. So for instance, this is our local network here, and you can see that we've got some virtual machines set up. We've got some LXC containers. Now we've just added some new really nice storage stuff, so you can see what's going on with the storage. Same with Docker containers. You can run Docker on. So if you've got a Proxmox cluster, you can now run Docker on your Proxmox cluster. And then there's certain components you can install. We've got some other things like Wolf Proxy, which is a drop-in replacement for Nginx written in Rust, which is much faster. So you configure Nginx, get it going, drop in Wolf Proxy, and that does it. Wolf Serve, again, Wolf Disk, and you can actually get the different things to set up on containers. Got some ideas with Kubernetes and being able to run Kubernetes on top of Proxmox in a much easier fashion. We don't think we're going to run it. We don't think we're going to probably run it in containers because it's a bit of a funny thing. So we've also got our WolfNet thing. This has been greatly upgraded and sorted out so that WolfNet is a kind of separate network that allows us to network things together. So, for instance, we can network Proxmox clusters together. We can network your local machine into your Proxmox cluster, and things like containers and things. That just makes networking much easier than trying to set up a virtual network with Proxmox. But also Wolfstack as well supports it. We are currently testing, and we've built in some migration things. We want to be able to migrate containers from Proxmox to Wolfstack and back again. But you can already do a lot with Proxmox containers. So, and just to give you an idea, this Minio cluster here. This is actually just two machines, and it's running Minio. But just by installing Wolfstack, we found that it was running two Docker containers for Rustdesk because we used Rustdesk in the past and just forgotten about it. So there's some really interesting points here about, sometimes you have server resource sitting there and it's just not being used. And with Wolfstack on top of it, you can see what your server resource is. If I just go to my data center, I can see what sort of capacity I've got. These are all running heavy because this is running on a game. But, some of these are not running very heavy at all. So I can then see where I'm going to deploy my stuff. And having a WolfNet as well means that you can actually, it's just another network layer that we built independently. And this has all come out of the pain of trying to run different clusters. And the beauty of it is, look what we've got, things like managing cron jobs on the server, where you can actually, there's some different options there. You can actually connect to the service terminal, and the same with virtual machines. If you've got LXC containers running, is that running? Yeah, okay. So you can just click on it, and then you can connect to the terminal of that machine. And you can set up your SSL certificates within. There's got a built-in Maria database, MySQL database utility, so you can access MySQL and use it. In fact, I think I've got one on this one. Let's just do this one, localhost. You see, it's already picked it up. Got that right. I can type that very well. Okay, so here it goes. It's just pulling the databases. So, for instance, there's a database here, and I can work with databases directly from here. And we've got some different ideas with this. I can modify the data structures and stuff like that. But it allows me to have a one-stop shop for all my servers, and it's just much nicer. We've also got the AI thing. If you want that turned on, you just have to set up some API keys in settings. So we can say, do we have any issues right now Okay, and what it actually does is every hour the AI will go and look at all our servers and our clusters and send me an email if there's any problems. Um, Obviously, it takes a bit of time because we've got quite a few nodes and things for it to look at, so it has to kind of go through everything, which is kind of important. We're going to be improving this anyway to provide even more sort of feedback and understanding, but it is protected against doing anything destructive. You can't get it to go run rm minus rf. There we go. So just gone through cluster load analysis mode. So nodes are running smoothly. Baby has verified load. We know about that. We know that this cluster is running high. Cluster storage, we so it's generally it's sort of it's able to understand what's going on your clusters, and that's going to be really improved in the future. Because we're a small team, so for us having a tool like this enables us to easily manage all our servers. And so how do you set it up? So if you go to wolfstack.org, okay, all you do is it has to run on a Linux machine, but you can run it on a VirtualBox, I should think. I'm not sure it's going to work particularly well, but it should really be run on either bare metal or on top of a Proxmox cluster. So you just copy that and you run it on every node that you want to add. And then you follow this. So you have to get the token from the server so that we can be secure. You open the web UI on one server and then create, and then click the add button to add it. That's a bit of an old video, but it does show you how to do it. And then once you've added everything, you can get up and running. And it's really cool if you're just learning about containers and VMs and Docker, all those things. You can use Wolfstack to actually learn about this stuff. Sorry, I just refresh that. I've just upgraded this one. That's all. So and the other thing it does now as well is it will come up and say if there is an upgrade you can run. It's quite a rich piece of software, and we're just going to make it. It's free of charge to use. The only thing we would ask for is that if you have a bit of cash spare, you could support our Patreon to kind of help us out funding the development of this software, because we don't have any sort of funders. We're just doing it. We did it basically out of our own lack of human resource and need to make things a bit more sensible. And if you want to contact us, if you're a business and you want to contact us about setting up commercially, we can help you with that. And obviously, the reason there's 14 there is that that's remote, and this is my local network, by the way. My local network is here. We've got three nodes on my local network, which we use to test. That's why there's 17 on this one. So it's a really good way of if you've got servers out there running stuff and you don't know what they're running, just install this and you can literally see. It'll show you exactly what's going on those servers and give you the facility to run other stuff. So that's a bit of a waffle, really, isn't it? Okay, wolfstack.org, and our company is Wolf Software Systems Limited. It's wolf.uk.com. We're a tiny little company based in Watford, and we get the support of IBM and MariaDB, who are absolutely fabulous with us, but they don't give us any financial support. So if you want to be someone who helps us out, also please join our Discord. We've got a little community growing there, and we've also got our Reddit as well. Please talk to us. We really want to hear what people are doing with it and how they're using it. I hope that's really good. Okay, so thanks very much. Have a really lovely day.